Hey, this is Tim from gotchagraphics.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to do what I would call an icon oversize, or you can also do this with text. This is what it looks like. Okay, so let's get started here. Let's start from scratch. First thing you're going to do is create a new composition, and we're going to call this Oversize. Okay, and we're going to create a new layer, so we're going to go up to Layer, New, Solid, and we're going to select a background color. Okay, so we're going to create a layer using this icon that I've already imported into the project. So we're going to drag this down above our black background layer, and that's going to create the icon here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to affect the scale of this image. Right now, by default, that is at 100%. So what we need to do is we need to affect the scale property. If you don't already know your shortcuts in After Effects, I highly recommend you learn them. Otherwise, it's going to slow your workflow process extremely. It's going to slow it way down. So you need to learn the shortcuts in order to speed things up. So in this case, the shortcut to scale an item is S. So we're going to click on S, which drops down the scale property. Now, next to scale is this stopwatch icon, which allows you to start keyframing an item. So we're going to keyframe this at this position of 0. So we're going to hit the clock, which creates a keyframe that you can see here in blue. And then we have 100%, 100% as our scale property. So we're going to create 0 on that, which also affects the second property there. So we got 0 and 0. All right, so from here, we're going to move up somewhere in this area. And we're going, instead of doing 100%, we're gonna oversize this. So let's make that 150. And then we're going to go ahead a little bit farther, and we're going to make that the normal size of 100. Okay, so if we play this back, you can get an idea of what that looks like. Okay, as you can notice, there's not a lot of pizzazz to this. So we're going to create some pizzazz, and the way we do that, we're going to highlight these keyframes. We're going to use a feature called Easy Ease. So on your keyboard, type in F. You have to make sure that these keyframes are selected, and you're going to press F9. Okay, the keyframes change from a diamond shape to an X, and that's how you'll know that they've had Easy Ease applied to them. All right, so to go one step further, we're going to affect the speed of that particular animation. So we're going to go into this graph editor, and you'll get something that looks sort of like this. So what we're going to do, each one of these, there's points. So there's 3 points here. So the first thing we're going to do is grab this endpoint here by highlighting it, and there's a handle now that we can select. We're going to pull this towards the rest of the animation, which is going to slow things down towards the end of the animation. Okay, and if you look at this, we got something here now that's kind of, it drops off really quick, like a cliff. So we're going to affect this one as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight that keyframe, and we're going to pull this one like such. Oops. Got an extra keyframe in there somehow. All right, so we're going to pull this more towards, there we go. So now we have a little bit more of a curving effect here. So this will make that animation whip a little bit faster when it gets when it goes from that oversized to the regular size. So let's have a look at that. Okay, and I think seems like the oversize is happening. There we go. That's what I wanted. All right, so we got, there we go. That's what I was going for. Okay, so you could stop there if you'd like. However, let's add a little bit more to this to give it a little bit more of a cooler effect. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply a subtle rotation on this. Okay, so let's go back to our original keyframe here at the start, and just like scale, there's a shortcut key for rotation. That happens to be the letter R. Okay, so just like before, we need to set a keyframe here for our rotation. Okay, so now we have a keyframe. Now I'd like to be able to see the other keyframes that I've already established there under scale. In order to do that, you want to highlight home again and click the letter U. All right, so now I can see all of the keyframes. Okay, so from here, I want a rotation to occur here to where it kicks left. But if I were to place a keyframe here right now, I wouldn't get the desired effect. I need that to whip it back and forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place another keyframe here of just a 0 rotation. Okay, that will make sure that this is not rotating up to this point. Rotation will occur here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the rotation, the second field here, and we're going to type in a negative value. That will make it go left. So we're going to type in -18. Okay, and then we're going to go to the next keyframe. Actually, let's click here, which will take us to the next keyframe, and we're going to make this a +18. Okay, and then we need to make this settle back, so we're going to do a quick one. We're going to divide that in half, so we're going to do a -9, and then we'll go a few spaces forward, and we're going to do a +9. Go a little bit farther, and our last keyframe will be 0. Okay, and just like before where we did easy ease up here, we're going to do the same thing below. So we're going to go and highlight all of our keyframes, press the F9 key, go into our graph editor. We're going to pull this last keyframe so it slows down at the end. We'll straighten this up a little bit. We'll bring this up, and the rest of that actually looks pretty good. So let's see what this looks like. Something's not quite right here. I think I know what it is. Okay, so the rotation from here to here, we needed to widen that quite a bit. So that looks like that corrected the problem. So if we watch that now, we're getting that desired effect. Okay, so that wraps it up. If you have any questions, please feel free to go to our contact page at gotchagraphics.com. Thanks, and I'll see you again soon.